Salut à tous, c'est Sorator pour la suite de mon aventure sur Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy XIII. Et donc j'étais en train d'essayer de faire quelques quêtes secondaires en attendant 17 heures pour obtenir les feux d'artifice. D'ailleurs j'ai oublié le mot de passe. Parce qu'il me semble que pour le feu d'artifice, il faut s'adresser à... C'est pas Chocolina, mais c'est quelqu'un qui lui ressemble. Et lui donner le mot de passe, elle nous donne un feu d'artifice. Et oups, je me trompe de bouton, ça y est, je me crois sur PS4. Non. Sur Don't Star, bon. La map, c'est avec carré. Oui, parce que le passage est fermé là, il me semble qu'il faut lui donner un feu d'artifice pour passer, pour pouvoir accéder au quartier des augures. Mais pas de feu d'artifice avant 17 h. Donc bon, on a un petit peu de temps.
Welcome! A customer! This is so exciting! What can I get you?
Well, what do you serve?
Anything you want. How about the chef's special made from top quality recycled materials? Deep fried niblet hair bowls.
Are you sure that's actually edible?
Oh yes, it definitely won't kill you, I can guarantee it. And since you're my first customer in days, no charge.
Ah mais font... Ouais d'accord, entre l'alchimiste et lui là, ils font tous des trucs chelous là.
That's the spirit. Take the plunge, I say.
Alors?
Well, does it make your taste buds sing? Are you transported to culinary heaven?
This is...
Too tart? Too much salt, perhaps? I can brush it off if you like.
No, it's actually really good.
God, that is a relief. I mean, of course it's good. I knew you'd love it. I've been working on the recipe for weeks. Unfortunately, it's not very nutritious. People are more health conscious these days, which is ironic considering the times.
Nutritious or not, you'd think that more people would come back for this.
I think it must be me. I just don't have a head for business. No matter how hard I work, I just can't seem to attract more customers. I've been living on the brink of financial ruin for years now. My son got sick of it, so he left.
You've got the chops to be a good cook, though. Why don't you try to find yourself a partner? You know, someone you trust who has a better head for business.
Now that you mention it, I hear there's a famous food expert here in Yusnan. Apparently he specializes in turning around lost causes like mine. I'll bet... No, I know he could help me, but how do I find him? All I know is his name.
And what is it?
Gordon Gourmet. Despite his
Dugourmet, lol.
If you do happen to run into him, could you tell him about CDs?
Bon, aucun indice hein, sur sa localisation. Alors le chef est très bon en cuisine mais très mauvais en communication. Si bien que l'endroit est toujours vide et que son fils est parti. Donc il faut convaincre Gordon de prêter main forte au chef. Ok, bon bah si on tombe dessus...
Gordon Gourmet. I'll remember it.
You are far too kind. Thank you so much. I hope you find him soon.
D'ailleurs ils disent gourmet je crois, pas du gourmet. Donc c'est peut-être en VF, ils ont un peu modifié le nom. Pas que ça ressemble trop au nom commun. Bon. Tenue principale. Ah, bon, hop. Où est-ce qu'on va le trouver là, Gordon? Ah non, ça... Ouais. Je crois qu'il n'y a pas de combat, ça sert à rien de passer par là. C'est pareil, la reine c'est que le soir, alors qu'est-ce que je fais? Ah oui, je cherchais aussi les notes de musique là. J'en ai trouvé qu'une. On va essayer d'explorer un petit peu par ici. Ah, Gordon Gourmet, de quoi? Qui c'est qui en parle? J'ai entendu... Il est venu au banquet de l'intendant. Ouais. Bon. Attendez, je vais par où là? Non, ça va pas être par ici, puisqu'on avait déjà deux coffres. Je regarde sur la map s'il y a des endroits un peu isolés qui ressemblent à l'endroit où j'ai trouvé le premier coffre, là, juste ici au milieu. Peut-être là, dans les augures. Ouais, je sais pas. Bon bah pareil, hein, on va tourner un peu au hasard et si je tombe dessus. Bon du coup je fais quoi? C'est une nouvelle musique? Non, y a rien. Rien de caché là-bas. Non, on peut pas monter. Hein. Non. Non, non, non. Par contre, où est-ce que je vais la trouver, l'autre là, qui donne les feux d'artifice? Ah. Les jarres ne se cassent pas. Tiens, toi. Qu'est-ce que tu veux me dire?
Tell me, are you the famous food expert?
Possibly. I do boast a
Ah bah oui,
certain renown
tiens,
in culinary
bol.
circles. It cannot be denied. I see. CD's restaurant, you say? I do hate to see a good restaurant go undiscovered by the dining public.
So, will you help him out? I can take you right there.
Oh no. CD's restaurant? I'm afraid you will have to find someone else. I'm sorry.
I can't persuade you?
Impossible. This city is overflowing with restaurants crying out for the deft helping hand of Gordon Gourmet. I'm run ragged trying to keep up. And, well, you see... Right, my rule. I have an ironclad policy. I cannot help an establishment unless the owner approaches me directly.
You just made that up, didn't you? All right, can you do this for me? Just give me some advice now and I'll pass it along to the owner. You don't have to come to the restaurant at all.
That sounds reasonable. I mean, I'd hate to see a restaurant serving fried niblet hairballs go under. Except, if I give advice, I need to make sure that it is communicated accurately, with total precision. And that means my messenger has to understand the instructions.
Well, I guess that rules me out.
Faut que je note.
First thing about fine dining.
Oh, you don't have to be a top chef, or even a garde-manger. All you need is a discerning palate. Practically anyone can acquire one with a little training.
I'm not sure what you mean by a discerning palate, but I don't think I have one.
Trust me when I say it can be found. In fact, a tour of the best establishments of the Glutton's Quarters should do.
Faites le tour des 6 meilleurs établissements du quartier pour y tester leurs plats. Ok, donc faut que je mange partout. Super. Ah, mais j'ai pas faim. Ça va me coûter super cher. Putain, ils ont des quêtes vraiment, hein. Bon.
This is the Glutton's Quarter, where all of the world's best chefs and
Tiens, je vois un coffre qui vole là-bas derrière. J'ai même pas écouté ce qu'il a dit du coup. Ouais, donc c'est peut-être plutôt par en haut qu'on y accède à ce coffre. Je crois pas avoir vu de notes, donc ça doit être un coffre normal. Saute. Bon, foire pas ton saut, hein. Qu'est-ce qu'il a ce coffre? Certaines sphères de ravitaillement sont entourées d'un ou plusieurs anneaux de lumière et ne peuvent être ouverts. D'accord, faut dépenser des PE. Ah là là là. Bon. 3 anneaux. Punaise. 6 PE. Ils sont sérieux. Bon. Ça t'arrête à une tenue qui déchire ou... Hein. Il faudra que j'y pense à revenir. Alors c'est où que j'avais vu l'indice pour le mot de passe là? Pour le feu d'artifice. Je sais plus. Tu fais partie des restos toi? On va dire que oui. Hein.
Even kids who hate green, vitamins in vegetables are determined by their color. You want...
Ok.
Savior is a wanted woman now. I don't think
Alors il faut que je retienne et que je les fasse dans l'ordre.
fighting your way through.
Bon bah toi non, j'ai pas de fait. Ce que tu me donnes, le premier c'est fait. Poisson.
every one of our fish.
Oui oui allez, on s'en fout, c'est juste pour la quête. Ça me dépense un peu de sous mais c'est pas grave.
We get our seafood fresh. A chef is even
Bon, je lis même pas ce qu'il dit, allez hop.
Light, I'm glad you're enjoying all the food, but I hope all these rich meals don't sleep.
Step right up.
Ça va pas non plus me ralentir 3 ans, c'est bon.
Our meat is shipped to grilling
Ce
and
qu'il me dit,
roasting,
Hope.
and we do that.
3.
You're gonna be a real food connoisseur by the time this.
Ça, est-ce que ça compte? Barman.
Welcome.
Ah mince, je vais mettre oui. Oui, bienvenue, merci. Allez, blablabla. Blablabla.
Everyone has their own preferences.
Bla. 4.
2 more places, Light, and you'll have managed to sample all the popular restaurants of the Glutton's.
Normalement, ils sont tous là, alors attendez. Ah, est-ce qu'ils sont plus à l'est, ok. Et mine de rien, on approche des 17h. Hein.
Nothing but the best food.
Non. Si, garçon de café. Allez, viens là.
Welcome.
Elle a intérêt à me donner du fric, l'autre. Ou un bon truc, parce que là, je suis en train de dépenser tout mon argent. Bon, j'en ai encore beaucoup, mais bon.
You have 1 more restaurant left to visit.
Ah, il faut revenir en haut. Ok, ok. Tac, tac, tac.
This is the famous
Il est où le gars?
recognized by
Non. Peut-être ici. Non, bah c'est où que je commande? Ouh, un gâteau. Je le commande où? Maître d'hôtel?
Welcome.
Ah bah oui, je pensais que c'était pour dormir, mais non. Spécialité de Snow.
When offering a complete dining experience, one must. I am constantly our customers.
Bon, j'espère qu'il n'y avait pas besoin de retenir ce qu'ils m'ont dit. Hein.
Well, you visited all the best restaurants. What do you say, Light? Do you feel like you've learned all there is to know?
Listening to scraps of advice from chefs won't make me an expert. Besides, most of what they told me was
Ah,
common sense, and they
c'est
didn't
pas
tell
un
me
coffre.
anything I hadn't heard before.
Maybe you should go back.
Allez, on retourne voir l'autre.
Go to the banquet of the Lord and see what Gordon Gourmet has to say.
De quoi? Va au banquet de l'intendant et demande à... J'ai pas lu ce qu'il a dit.
Gourmet, and you told him?
Attendez, j'ai pas lu ce qu'il me disait, Hope. C'est une quête relou, ça, dis donc. Alors, sa tâche est simple, mais elle doit tout de même éduquer son palais, ok. Elle doit manger, blablabla, et faire un compte-rendu à l'expert culinaire qui l'attend au banquet de l'intendant. Attendez, mais banquet de l'intendant, c'est là où j'étais. Oh là là. Voilà, j'ai pas lu et je perds du temps du coup. Ah, si je me trompe de bouton, encore une fois. C'est rond pour sauter. Pourquoi j'ai appuyé sur carré? Ah, et on approche des 17h. Je fais quoi? Je lance une chronostase? Peut-être pas. Gordon Dugourmet, où es-tu? Tu es là, t'as pas bougé.
Well, how goes the culinary tour?
I did what you suggested. I visited the top restaurants in the neighborhood.
That is excellent news. So now let me give you the advice I promised. If XIII's restaurant wants to turn its business around... wait, let me ask you something first. You've eaten at XIII's and at the best establishments in Yusnan. Why don't you tell me what you think is the main difference between the two? I'd be interested to hear your opinion. In your own words, of course.
Why? Is this some kind of test?
Yes, exactly. Now tell me, what did all the successful restaurants have in common that poor old XIII's lacks?
Let me see. Everyone I spoke to was helpful. They seemed honest and open. I don't think they were lying to me, but something seemed off.
Oh, would you care to elaborate?
Well, it almost felt like they were hiding something from the customers. But it wasn't as if they were deliberately lying or trying to deceive anyone. In fact, I don't think they realized it themselves. They thought they were telling me everything they knew. Yes, that's it. It was unconscious, like an instinct. They were hiding something, but they weren't doing it deliberately at all. I'd say the very best chefs, restaurant managers, and bartenders all share some kind of secret. It's like a special ingredient that makes their food stand out from the others.
What a wonderful deduction. You have hit the nail on the head. To think you discovered this answer only after visiting a few establishments. It is as you say, the best, most successful restaurants have a certain je ne sais quoi, a secret something that makes their offerings unique. And finding that something, that is what I do best. In other words, if the restaurant does not already have a special something, then I simply cannot help it.
Then what about CDs? Do you think you can help him?
I can tell you this, the chef there already knows his secret. The talent is there to make that restaurant a success. Unfortunately for him, the secret spice that gives his dishes flair is extremely rare. He cannot secure supplies, and that is why he struggles. Let me be specific. Once upon a time, CD's recipes all featured the spice commonly known as civet musk. But then supplies dried up and the restaurant fell into a long decline.
You seem to know a lot about CDs.
Well, a long time ago, let's just say we have a close history and leave it at that.
Fine by me. All I need to know is that if I can find this spice, the restaurant should start bringing in customers.
Yes, exactly. The problem is the spice is not easy to find. In fact, the only way to
Je crois que j'en ai obtenu une.
certain monsters. Such a
Je sais
shame.
plus.
All for want of a single spice his restaurant is failing. He has the recipe for success. He just needs the final ingredient.
Les Tigriffeurs, près de l'avenue centrale. Musc de civette, mais je crois que j'en ai un.
So it turns
Blabla, hop. Alors, quel secondaire? Il lui en faut qu'un ou il lui en faut plusieurs? Tigriffeur, musc de civette. Attendez, je vais vérifier l'inventaire vite fait. Oui, j'en ai déjà un. D'accord, bah allez. Je sais pas si un ça lui suffit.
a precious commodity. Why don't you let Gordon Gourmet know you have some? He can tell you what to do next.
Ouh, 17h, il va falloir que je cherche celle qui donne l'effet d'artifice. Là. Je prends pas le temps de tout lire aussi, donc forcément au bout d'un moment. Ok, étape 3. Donc, Gordon a affirmé que si vous voulez avoir du succès, un restaurateur ne pouvait pas se passer d'un ingrédient secret pour signer ses plats. Quoi, faut que je le ramène à Gordon? Il se moque de moi? Ouh, il me saoule avec leur quête bizarre là. Il suffit que je reparle à Gordon en fait, non? Deuxième aller-retour pour rien là. J'adore. Merci. Pénible. Oh purée, pourquoi je l'ai pas donné directement à l'autre là?
Anywhere. You found civet musk. Thank you indeed. It's very kind what you're doing. CD's is lucky to have you on its side.
Oui, mais pourquoi je le donne à lui?
Why are you thanking me? If anyone should be grateful, it's me.
Ouais, c'est son
the
fils.
owner of CDs, for all of your helpful advice.
Oh, quite so. When you put it that way, of course you're right. I just get caught up in
No.
the project and start thinking it's my own restaurant I'm saving. But back to business. Here, I developed this new and original recipe. I want you to take it back to CD's together with the civet musk you acquired. The owner will be waiting anxiously for you.
Bon là c'est bon.
Him yourself?
I'm afraid that won't happen. Not ever again. However, that doesn't stop me from wishing him and CD's the very best. Please tell him that whatever happens, I'll be praying for his success.
Putain, j'ai perdu du temps.
You thinking what I'm thinking? Do you remember what the owner of CD's told us when we met?
You mean the story about his son that ran away from home in the restaurant?
Un petit combat histoire de
Great minds have...
changer un petit peu. Comme d'hab, hop, hop. Non, fauchage, faut tous les taper. Voilà. Aïe, on va taper.
They have no chance.
D'ailleurs, je vais mettre ce costume par défaut pour changer un petit peu. Je l'ai transparente. Et oui, de toute façon, si je veux ouvrir le coffre, il me faut 6 PE, donc on va essayer de faire quelques combats. Allez, pour changer un peu, on va mettre ce style par défaut. Enfin, quoique maintenant que j'avais commencé la vidéo, ouais, avec l'autre costume. Ah, c'est toi qui me donne des feux d'artifice?
What are the magic words?
Ah, miaou miaou choco miam, un truc comme ça là.
Meow, meow.
Ah bah elle s'en rappelle toute
choco
seule.
chow.
That was adorable. Here, this is for you.
Une fusée. Merci.
You managed to get the fireworks, Light. It was quite the achievement.
What? Is something amusing you?
Allez hop, on en finit avec cette quête.
Dugourmet created a new recipe for you. You should make it with this civet musk. Do that and you'll be able to save your restaurant. At least, that's what he said.
Why, thank you! This is wonderful! How can I ever repay you? This is incredible! Everything is here in black and white! A groundbreaking dish! I'd never have thought to do half the things in this recipe. The genius of Gordon Gourmet oozes from every word.
Notice anything else?
About the recipe? No, not particularly. It's well organized, written in a clear hand. Wait. This handwriting, it looks strangely familiar. Yes, I've seen it before. These swirls, these bold loops. Could it be?
I think so. It turns out Gordon Gourmet has a secret identity. He's your long-lost son.
He is? And you're sure it was him who created this wonderful recipe? But more importantly, he's in this town. Is he happy?
You have nothing to worry about. He's doing great. Except, I'm really sorry, but I don't think he wants to see you again. I can't tell you where he is.
But why? Yes, we quarreled when he left, but that was a long time ago. Is he still angry at me?
Do you have a message for him? I can make sure he gets it.
Well, how about this? I'm gonna make his dish just like the recipe lays out. Would you be so good as to deliver it to him? At the very least, I want to try it. Truth be told, what I really want to tell him is to come back to CD's and work with me. Perhaps if he knew that I still haven't lost my touch. Would that be enough to entice him back? I don't know.
I don't think words alone will do it, but if he tries your dish and likes it, that might be enough for him.
Ouh, ils sont en train de me saouler avec leur quête.
And there it is, finished at last. Here, please, I want you to be the first to taste it.
All right. I'm feeling hungry anyway.
Putain, le jeu il est super sombre là. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Ok, merci.
Wow. This might be the most delicious thing I've ever had in my entire life. Really, it's incredible.
Why, thank you. Although all the credit must go to my son, it was his doing. Here, I've made enough for one more. I've asked you for many favors, but would you do this last thing for me?
Sure. I'll take it to Gordon Gourmet.
Je rappelle faire les allers-retours. Steak façon civette. Allez, go go go. Ah, elle veut pas sauter là? Si, elle peut. Allez hop. Homme louche? J'ai déjà parlé toi?
God's power doesn't mean much in this town. Money's the only thing we bow to. If you got money, you'll find us a whole lot friendlier. Take my friend, for example.
D'accord. Pas compris où il voulait en venir, mais bon. Ouh, point d'interrogation, attendez. Ah, je peux pas te parler, bon. Non, en fait, le jeu il est pas si sombre que ça dépend des endroits. Hein. Allez, Gordon Gourmet.
Oh, do I smell what I think I smell? I do, don't I? That must be my recipe.
Yes, the owner at CD's insisted that I bring you a portion so you could taste it for yourself.
I see. Well, then... Oh, yes. A perfect balance of fuzzy mutton and civet musk. The palate sings. It's a microcosm of culinary delight. A theme park of olfactory and gustatory attractions. And if you think that's hyperbole, I've only just begun. This is even better than I imagined. I always knew he was a skilled chef, but this...
So, why don't you go back there and help him out again in the kitchen?
Go back? What do you mean? I've never... Oh, all right. Oh, the cat's out of the bag. You've somehow figured it out. What my true identity is. Yes, I admit it. I am indeed the son of the owner of CD's restaurant. It was a long time ago, but one day we quarreled, and I left the shop vowing never to return. We fought over cooking, you see. But even after I left, I vowed that one day I would rebuild the restaurant. That's what started me on my journey to becoming Gordon Gourmet. Since then, I devoted every waking hour to learning about the culinary arts. After many years of study, I finally had an epiphany. I realized what XIII's restaurant needed to regain its former glory.
You had a falling out because of the menu? But when your father saw your recipe, he was thrilled. All he could talk about was how he dreamed of you coming back. So the two of you could run the restaurant together, just like old times.
So he recognizes my ability. Oh, but it's too late. I can't go back now. The fact is, I abandoned him in the restaurant when times were tough. I'm ashamed of what I did. I can't face him again.
Bon,
You mustn't feel that way, my son.
Father, how did you find me?
My
elle m'a suivi.
young lady, but I wanted to see you. I followed her after she left the shop. What do you say? Let's start over. You set out on your own, did things your own way, stayed true to yourself, working hard to achieve your dreams. And now look what you can do. The recipe that you created was amazing. I've never seen the likes of it before. What can I say except that I am proud of you?
But Father, I left you.
Not in my wildest dreams could I have conceived of such a dish. Indeed, if you had given it to me back then, I doubt I would have recognized its greatness. But worse, I wouldn't have believed you could be capable of such a thing. I always underestimated you, my son. For that, you have my sincere apologies.
It's all right. And for what it's worth, I'm sorry for abandoning you and the restaurant when you were struggling to keep it going.
Looks like you two have made up.
Yes,
Now let's get to it, shall we? Together.
we'll make
XIII's
XIII's
a success again.
Ah bah quand même. 1500, ouais, ça recouvre ce que j'ai dépensé. Toc de chef, oh là là. Déjà que ça lui va pas au gars, là, alors à moi, laisse tomber. 120 PV, force magie, ouais.
That went well. A microcosm of culinary delight, did he say? That sounds rather tasty to me. Was it as good as he said?
Want me to...
Tu veux pas me donner une autre fusée, toi?
Oh, it's time to tell. What are the magic words?
Meow meow choco chow.
Ooh, that was adorable. Here, this is for you.
Donc je sais pas s'il m'en faudra plusieurs, alors tant qu'à faire, hein, autant tout prendre.
You're not as amused as I am by this whole thing.
That was by far the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life.
Médaille de mitraille. Alors attendez, on va essayer la toc, quand même, juste histoire de dire qu'on n'a pas fait tout ça pour rien. Ah là là, tatouage noir. Oh, fleur violette. Ouais, c'est dommage qu'on puisse pas la placer un peu plus librement. Oh là là, qu'est-ce que c'est laid. Bon bah je te remets ton petit tatouage. Où est-ce qu'il est? Tatouage. Non, c'est peut-être marque. Non, c'est pas ça. Tatouage noir. Hop. Et hop. Tac tac tac, allez, c'est bon, on est reparti. Alors je fais quoi? J'essaie quand même d'aller jeter un œil là devant la porte. C'est pour ça que j'y suis pas encore allé. Ou je trace directement dans la zone industrielle. Ouais, je vais peut-être aller voir d'abord à la porte principale qui est bloquée. On sait jamais. J'ai Grégory aussi là, qui me parlait, qui me disait de venir le voir si on me volait des trucs. Un truc que j'ai pas compris. Mais bon. Ou un flanc. 2 flancs. Plus un garde. Allez hop. Ça me fera 0,40 de plus. Allez hop. Fragilité. Et du fauchage. Ah bah ils sont déjà morts, ok, j'avais même pas vu. IB. C'est plus rapide. Et normalement je récupère 0,40 en PE, c'est parfait. Je vais bientôt pouvoir ouvrir le coffre. Attendez, je vérifie la route. Oui, bah je crois que j'étais pas allé plus loin. D'ailleurs j'ai oublié de regarder si je voyais les... Ah bah je l'entends d'ailleurs, c'est ce que j'allais dire. Coffre qui fait de la musique. Allez, plus qu'un. médaille. C'est parfait. Tac, 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 tac. Ouais, je crois que je suis pas venu ici. Hein.
Fireworks of my own.
Ouais, d'accord. Encore un flanc, allez hop, un petit combat. Pareil, on bombarde avec glace bêta. Parfait. Je récupère 0,40 super facilement. C'est génial. Table rase, jolie transparente. Médaille de bronze, tiens. Hop. Médaille de bronze. Oula, il y a plein de gens qui parlent.
This city makes even the poorest people dream of a glittering life of excess. But you can't truly enjoy this city unless you already have money, and I mean serious money.
Ah, d'accord.
Poor Olga can't sing anymore. Normally, she can make angels weep with that beautiful voice of hers.
Ça passe pas. Bon. C'est toi, Olga? Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
I can tell you're pretty upset. Want to tell me about it?
What good would that do? You can't teach me how to sing again, can you?
You forgot how to sing?
My voice is just gone. I can't hold a note anymore.
Are you sure you're not sick or something?
My heart may be. The cruel bastard, he left me.
And you think he took your voice with him?
You don't understand what it is to perform, do you? He's not just my lover. He's written all my best hits. We were an unbeatable partnership. But then he up and left, leaving nothing but his songs.
Je vois un coffre derrière. Ah non.
Non,
je sais pas ce que c'est qui clignote.
So you're not heartbroken, just angry?
I don't expect you to understand.
You're right about that. I don't understand at all.
Wait a second. Would you be willing to go and find him for me? I'll make it worth your while. My word is good, I promise.
Why are you asking me?
Because there's no danger he'd fall for you and forget about me.
Lol. Alors, donc je l'ai rencontré sur la place de la Fontaine. Tiens, j'ai une place qui s'appelle comme ça vers chez moi. Du quartier des augures. Cette cantatrice, encore choquée d'avoir été abandonnée par son compositeur, dont elle était éperdument amoureuse. Ok, à la gorge nouée, ne peut plus chanter. Retrouver Birdie. Ok, Birdie, je sais pas comment on dit. Birdie. Birdie, ce serait plutôt avec un I, mais bon.
If he does, I'll hunt you down, tear your hair out and claw your eyes. Do I make myself clear? Anyway, his name is Birdie. He's the kindest, most gentle man in the whole city. He should be easy to find in a sea of undesirable men.
That's really not much of a lead, but I'm willing to help you out.
Pourquoi il monte ça?
What prompted you to take on such a strange job?
I don't know. Hey, why are you running from me? I just want to talk.
I don't know any Olga. I mean...
It doesn't take a genius to figure out
il a la même tronche que l'autre là, Gordon.
Where her missing lover is?
Oh, I can't keep the secret for
Ils ont tous la même tronche.
I just can't. I have to confess it to someone, and it might as well be you. I'm her lost lover.
Is this your idea of a joke?
No, it's true, I swear. My name is Birdie. You know, the songwriter? I promised her my undying love, but now I don't dare face her. I unwittingly lost the 354th song I wrote for her.
Wait a minute. Did you say 354? That's a lot of songs.
Well, you know, I had a few centuries.
You didn't run out of ideas?
Ideas come easy. I picture my Olga, and the melodies just come to me fully formed, as if from another world.
Huh. Better to be lucky than good, I guess.
But a dark cloud has blotted out the sun of our radiant love. In the form of a frightful monster that suddenly attacked me and stole that song away. Which, incidentally, brings me to the favor I want to ask. I'm sure you can guess what it is.
Why don't you spell it out for me, just to be sure?
Well, I was thinking that you could get my music back from that, monster. I'd give you a reward. Please?
You and Olga. Neither of you mind asking strangers for favors, do you?
Alors, il s'est fait son sac de partition sur la plage, près de l'avenue centrale. Pourquoi il y a une plage ici? Éliminer le monstre responsable. Ok. Avenue centrale. Ah, je me trompe de touche. C'est carré pour la map. Avenue centrale, mais il n'y a pas de plage. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Ah, si, d'accord. Ouais, mais c'est pas l'avenue centrale, c'est plus haut. Mais attendez, mais je l'ai pas déjà récupéré? Non. Sac de partition. Bah, je l'ai déjà. Oh là là, j'ai déjà tout récupéré. C'est à qui que je dois le donner? À toi ou... Ouais. Bon bah j'ai pré-rempli plusieurs quêtes sans le savoir, c'est parfait.
Where have you been all this time? Don't you realize that people were actually worried?
Olga, my love, be still my beating heart. To hear your dulcet tones again, it's a dream come true.
Oh, it was very clever of me to ask for your help. Thank you for bringing Birdie back safe and sound. We artists are cursed with sensitive souls and our hearts are easily broken.
So that's how you treat sensitive souls, huh?
If you're talking about the way I speak to Birdie, everything I say comes from love. In any case, I owe you a favor. Olga shall sing for you. It's your favorite song, or so I'm told.
How would you know my favorite song?
It's not a bad song, it has its moments, but it doesn't compare to the sublime melodies that Birdie writes.
Is he really as good as you say he is?
Absolutely. Of course, I'd never tell him that. His head is already big enough as it is. Now I have a song to sing for an audience of one. I hope you feel grateful. This is a very, very rare treat, you know. Normally I only sing for Birdie or a paying audience, and I assure you, tickets to my shows are not cheap.
Thanks, but tell me one thing. How do you know my favorite song? Who did you talk to find out?
A young girl.
Lumina, bien sûr, oui.
Now, Evans, if you would.
Un petit peu de sous, masque de balle et quelques stats. Quoi, c'est tout?
Yeah, that's right. It's always been her favorite.
I wonder if she can hear it.
Bah ouais, mais ils ont pu faire une cinématique, hein. Ils se sont pas cassés la tête. Hein. En plus, à un moment, ils se sont écartés d'elle, on n'entendait plus rien. D'ailleurs, le jeu manque de cinématique. Pourquoi ça marche pas là? Classe bêta, hein, comme d'hab, ça marche assez bien. Non, pas garde, fauchage. Puissant. Hop, voilà. Ah, j'ai pas encore mes 6 PE pour aller ouvrir le coffre. Bon. Non, style. Malédiction. Qu'est-ce que c'est malédiction? Tac tac. Augmente le risque d'interruption d'un ennemi et lui infliger des dégâts magiques. PV plus 100. Ouais, mais. Ouais. Ah, mais quoi que. Ouais, mais. Ah, ça peut être intéressant, mais bon. Je peux pas mettre non plus trop d'altération d'état parce qu'après j'aurai plus rien pour attaquer quoi. Alors, attendez, je suis en train de réfléchir à lui remettre une garde à lui. Parce que quand je me fais attaquer sous cette forme, j'ai pas encore le réflexe de changer de costume tout de suite. Bon, pour l'instant, je vais pas mettre malédiction, même si un bonus de PV. Ouais, pour l'instant, je vais pas le mettre. Ça peut être intéressant peut-être contre des boss ou quelque chose, mais bon, contre les mobs de base. Hein. Hop, trompette miraculeuse. Et le nectar de l'alchimiste, ok. Bon. Birdie, t'as quelque chose à me dire?
It really is wonderful to hear Olga singing like an angel once again.
Oula, il y a une grosse flèche. Oh, encore une quête. Médaille de bronze.
Yes, you have come at the appointed time. Your destiny awaits, Savior.
And just what makes you so sure that I'm the savior?
His eye sees the truth. It cannot be denied. We are alchemists who seek the ultimate truth of all things. He has used the alchemic arts on himself. Now he possesses the eye that sees all.
So, what do you want with me?
Listen to his oracle. Your true path as the Savior is known. Now it is time you know it yourself.
Alors. D'accord, place de la fontaine. Donc, il lui dit d'aller voir le devin inquiétant pour savoir quel chemin la libératrice doit emprunter. Ok, bon, on va jeter un œil. Hein. Mais bon, 3 étoiles, donc a priori, ça va pas être si simple que ça.
Listen, Savior. I say to you that which I have seen. Tomorrow, when the sun hangs highest in the sky, you shall meet us in this place.
Je reviens à midi, quoi.
Encounter is ordained.
Hope, what do you make of these so-called fortune tellers?
C'est chiant les quêtes comme ça, là, il faut revenir plusieurs fois. Oui, j'avais compris demain midi, oui, merci. Alors, attendez. Ça rejoint là? Non. Mince, qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? Je voulais zoomer, voilà. Je vais passer par la petite ruelle, on va voir si c'est quelque chose. D'ailleurs, le temps passe, hein. Hop, médaille de bronze. Un petit coffre. Gants de sorcier. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Style. Tac. C'était cette catégorie, ouais. Augmente la résistance à la débilité de 100%. C'est quel effet débilité? Ça passe. Ah, elle peut pas passer. Si. Allez. Miaou miaou choco miam.
Meow meow choco chow.
That was adorable. Here, this is for you.
Hop, une fusée encore. Allez.
You managed to get the fireworks light. It was quite the achievement.
What? Is something amusing you?
Welcome.
Allez, on va acheter un petit peu, voilà, histoire d'avoir un max d'infos sur les ennemis. Hop. Alors, attendez, comment c'est foutu? Je vois que ça part à 2 embranchements, ok. Bon, on va aller voir l'objectif principal. Si je tombe pas encore sur une quête en route. On peut aller dans l'eau? Ah. D'accord, on peut aller dans l'eau, mais il n'y a aucun effet particulier. Ok, et foutre un truc comme ça et il n'y a rien. C'est super. Merci pour la perte de temps. J'apprécie. Quoi? C'est où je l'ai pas vu. Ah. Aïe! Non mais oh. Ah, ils sont pas comme d'habitude. Bon. Ça recule. pas me faire une altération d'état un peu là? Je sais pas, ils attaquent ou ils font des altérations d'état? Parce que j'aimerais bien utiliser la potion de l'alchimiste là, voir ce que ça donne. Non, ils font que soigner eux. D'ailleurs, c'est quoi leur faiblesse? Le feu. Voilà, on va utiliser un peu de feu pour changer. Donc là, je dois être revenu à 6 PE, je suppose. Ouais, je peux ouvrir le coffre. Et je dois avoir assez de gelée transparente pour une prière. Alors attendez, qu'est-ce qu'il me donne? Il y a notre chemin, oui, merci. Ou un coffre. Comment j'y vais à ce coffre? Bon, peut-être par l'escalier. Ah! Épine de combativité. Style. Hop, on va regarder ce que c'est. Ah, ça bouffe des PV. Mais bon, contre un boss, ça peut être... ouais, plutôt intéressant, peut-être. Non, pourquoi j'appuie sur carré des fois pour sauter? Je dois avoir un autre jeu ou... ouais, non, je sais pas. Oh, des confettis. La fête a commencé.
If you don't have an ID, you're never getting into the... If you really want to see one of the shows they hold there, you don't have much choice but the tour guide. The tour guide sneaks groups of tourists in through the back route to see the show in the Augur's Quarter. Trust me, he's not that hard to find. In fact, he's about the easiest person to spot.
I think we've got it now. I know how to get you into that palace. The gate to the Augur's Quarter is locked, and that's blocking you from the palace.
Ouais, développe.
The proper ID, it'll be impossible to get through the front gate.
There are a lot of popular attractions in the Augur's Quarter. People want to see them, and it looks like there's a back route that people without IDs can use to get inside.
Every night, there's a play put on in the Augur's Quarter to honor God. The song of the sea.
Ouais, les gens de Libératrice, ok, alors attendez, en attendant, je dis ça. Ok, parce que je suis en train de perdre mon temps, autant marcher.
Lofty? There's a monorail near the palace that this
Perché.
runs on. Let me guess, the enterprising tourists sneak into the Augur's Quarter along that track, right?
That's right. It's the back route we've been looking for. Of course, the crooks who run the tours will most likely have people watching the entrance.
Hail there, my stylish lady. You're just dying to see this show, aren't you? You can try to hide it, but I know what a woman wants.
Maybe. Maybe not. Either way, I don't have an ID to reach the theater.
No worries about that. I can get you a special ticket at a special price.
A ticket, huh?
Oh, you're playing innocent. I'm sure you know about the sneaking in special. I help the poor visitors to our fair city, people who don't have the requisite IDs, to see our most famous sight, the show in our illustrious theater. And I'm the only option they've got.
So I buy a ticket and you get me in to see the show, and I've nothing to go on but your word.
My word is good, but I can't offer any guarantees. I mean, who knows if you'll make it back alive? That depends on Lady Luck. So put your trust in Fortuna and your money in my pocket.
Fine. But how about a few more details?
Il passe à travers, je crois que je suis trop près.
I knew you were up for it. All right, let me explain to you the brilliance of my little tour, shall I? It starts next to the monorail track. You know, the one that carries supplies from the industrial area. Up on that track, you'll find some of the best views in the city. If you know where to look, that is. I can take you up on the track from the industrial area and get you set up all nice and comfy. A perch with a view. You'll be able to see the Augur's Quarter and the theater.
Oh là là, c'est de pire en pire.
So where does Lady Luck come into it?
Well, the tour's not without danger. The chaos infusions have been hitting the industrial area real hard these days. You might have to fight more than just desperate tourists on your way to the best seats. I don't guarantee your safe arrival or return. All I guarantee is, I'm the only way in. Not that it looks like you have plans of actually sitting down and watching a thing, my lady.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing. None of my business to say where you might be going or who you might be going after. I'm sure the savior plays her cards close to her chest.
Gee, was it the posters around town that tipped you off?
I could sell you out to the palace guard, you know, make a pretty profit. I guess you'll also have to depend on your luck to see that I don't just do that, Now, don't you feel like hopping up and buying a ticket to my tour? I'll even give you a special price, just for you.
Allez, 2000, de toute façon c'est assez raisonnable. Où est-ce qu'il part l'autre?
Betray me to the authorities, go ahead. But watch your back if you do.
Ooh, look out for the big bad savior. A ticket for one. Time's on the ticket. Be in the industrial area by then or you'll miss your chance for the show. One of my helpers will be in front of the gate to the industrial area. Give them that ticket and they'll take real good.
Ah, je crois qu'il voulait des feux d'artifice l'autre.
You know the area, right?
Mais non. Il veut le ticket, d'accord.
Sand in the lower city. We leave on the dot, so don't you dawdle or you'll have to wait for
Ouais, mais alors du coup, comme j'ai traîné, j'espère que c'est pas trop tard.
your business, my good lady.
18h. Merde.
You're too late for tonight's show, lady. But don't worry, I'll let you go ahead and keep that ticket. Come again tomorrow.
Fais caguer.
You should find that so-called tour guide right away and get the whole scoop.
Bah ouais, mais je sais où il est, mais merde, je crois qu'il voulait des feux d'artifice le gars, c'est pour ça que je me suis pas pressé. Oh la boulette. Et voilà, je peux pas revenir en arrière. Super. Oui, parce que le gars il nous demandait si on avait quelque chose pour lui. Et après il disait miaou miaou. Non. Si. Choco. Enfin il disait le truc, le mot de passe pour les feux d'artifice là. Et du coup je pensais qu'il voulait des feux d'artifice. Lui là, qui est là. Miaou miaou, choco miaou. C'est ça. Non, choco miam, je sais plus. Donc je pensais qu'il lui fallait des feux d'artifice, donc j'ai attendu 17h au lieu d'aller ici tout de suite. Ah putain. Donc j'ai perdu une journée pour la quête principale. Est-ce que c'est grave? Je ne sais pas. Oh putain, je suis dégoûté. Putain. Crotte, hein. Après c'est peut-être pas dramatique parce que j'ai récupéré des points de radiance en faisant des quêtes secondaires. Alors attendez, c'est à 18h le point de départ ou c'est avant 18h? Ça se passe comment? Faut y être à 18h pile. Attendez, il est où le gars? Explique-moi. Oui. Donc, faut y être avant 18h. Oui, c'est trop tard. Hop. Bon, avant 18h demain là-bas, ok. Bon ben voilà. C'est un échec au niveau de la quête principale. Enfin un échec. Perte de temps. Enfin non, c'est pas une perte de temps, mais ah, enfin, ça m'agace. Bon, de toute façon, ouais, je vais vous laisser, ça fait déjà plus de 50 minutes. Donc bah, je vous dis merci d'avoir regardé. Et à la prochaine pour la suite. Salut!